So, right now, a lot of people are talking about the absolute horrible things the governments are doing right now, especially in the UK or England more specifically, and also in America. However, there's a country out there, in my opinion, that are doing far worse things than people know about because they never hear from this country. And this country I live in, and that's of course Scotland. I'm surprised this hasn't really made true worldwide news because the stuff the SNP, the Scottish National Party, the people in control of Scotland, are passing laws right now that are beyond psychopathically demonic, man-made horrors beyond human comprehension and what's to come. They're trying to out China the hut, essentially. They're trying to put China to shame. Now, if any of you are wanting to pause this video as I'm scrolling through and just read some of these titles, one of the things you're going to notice instantly about the Scottish National Party is everyone beyond despises him, especially the leader of the SNP, Humza Yousaf, which is this man in all of the photos here. He looks like 95-96% of Scottish people, doesn't he? But if you're wanting to pause this and read some of these headlines, my god, it is just like a Silent Hill, severe mentally unwell, kind of like meningitis and just fever dream in Scotland right now. It is just fucking just horrors beyond horrors. But again, I'll scroll through these really quickly and you can read some of these. I'll also leave a link in the description if you want to go and look into some more of these. But this is the one we're going to have a look at right now because this is the worst of the worst, the most demonic of all the demonic shit they've been doing for the past few years and even going into 2024. Parents are facing 7 years in jail if they don't let children change gender under chilling SNP plans. So yeah, SNP stands for Scottish National Party, which, funnily enough, this letter right here also be one of my favourite words to say, but part of that, it stands also, as I said, for national, which is beyond a joke. They are not national in any way, shape or form. They despise the people of Scotland. Therefore, the country they are leading, they despise 96% of them, which is fucking terrifying. And that type of behaviour is happening worldwide in first world countries or the Western world as a whole. Or just the world as a whole. But yeah, if you all want to come on and read this, I would highly recommend watching this 7-ish minute video. This is Candace Owens, if my memory serves me right. What's happening in Scotland, what we're about to read, is happening in America as well, and there's things happening in America that are not happening in Scotland, but they are fucking coming, I guarantee it, so I would recommend watching this, and then going over this if you want to read this independently, which I would recommend. But yeah, let's get into this. Parents are facing up to 7 years in jail if they don't let their children change gender under new plans put forward by the SNP. And there's far worse things to come. This is just the closed beta, my honest opinion. Scotland is looking at implementing a ban on conversion therapy, which would criminalise any actions designed to change or suppress the gender identity of other individuals. Fucking good. And any action that causes other individuals physical harm or psychological distress. I should mention that I always stutter throughout these videos, I can't help it, but yeah, fucking good. All this LGTV 4K 60 FPS BBQs use code CHILDRUMOR for 10% off at checkout, people. I love saying that so much. I've mastered saying that rapidly now. Yeah, it's just paedophilic behaviour. It should be banned in imprisonment for that stuff. I'm sorry, but get these people the fuck out of our schools and out of TV trying to hypnotise and brainwash people. Get them to fuck. Honest to God, the psychological damage and even physical damage they're doing to children, and the fact that this is going forward to the point where parents can't even protect their own children is just beyond demonic behaviour, which you'll hear as we get more into this. The plans published yesterday would make it illegal for parents to prevent a child from dressing in a way that reflects their sexual orientation or gender identity. Now, I went over this very briefly in my Doctor Who video, which was arguably one of the most controversial videos of that month on YouTube, even though it didn't really get the views, but my god, the shit I said in there was, Carolina Reaper level of spicy, Jesus, off the cap station ratings. One of the things I said in that video is that fucking David Tennant, the woke piece of shit who sold his soul just for an extra few mils, had his... God, this is going to be a mouthful again. Him and his family were in the trans-coloured themed TARDIS with his 10-year-old non-binary son who was wearing a rainbow t-shirt that said, "Let's get one thing straight, I'm not. I'm sorry, but that is forced on by the parents and that's child abuse." People like that, finger snapped Thanos, get their kids away from them and put into a normal environment away from these monsters. I know I'm saying schools and also the governments are trying to push this on kids and the other paedophiles who are part of the rainbow people, but also some of the parents are also pushing this on the kids, which is just fucking disgusting. Honestly, bring back shaming and bullying, honestly. If I mispronounced this name, I do apologise. I'm shit with names. Marion Calder, director at the campaign group for Women Scotland, claimed that plans are part of a gender ideology cult. Yeah, these people are demonic and mentally unwell, the fucking rainbow people. So, yep, factually true. She said, "We have grave concerns that these plans will criminalise loving parents who could face 7 years in jail simply for refusing to sign up to a gender ideology cult." Yeah, it's almost I was going to say like bullying people into it. It's just forcing against people's wills with no chance of fighting back. Funnily enough, Scotland, the most anti-gun country on the planet, we're not even allowed pepper spray over here for self-defence. In fact, arguably self-defence is illegal in Scotland, so yeah, fucking good luck fighting back to this. I'm planning on making a video about talking about bringing firearms back to this country, because I'm sorry, it needs to fucking come back for self-defence purposes, not even just for shooting and fun. Oh, that video's going to be spicy when it comes out, but yeah, the fucking gender ideology cult, severely mentally unwell people with political power, fucking two of the worst combinations I've seen in a long time. They will also hand activists and social workers unprecedented powers to meddle in family life while having a chilling impact on therapists and counsellors. Yeah, it's... God, I feel like I'm repeating myself on side roll, but yeah, the fact that there's kind of a blame and not a blame situation going on here. So many, like, the British mindset, and I fucking hate people like this, which means I just hate British people as a whole. This whole thing of, I hate the government, daddy government, please take power away from us to make us feel safe, because, again, going back to firearms, 0.0001% of people who legally own firearms were obviously not using them correctly, the 10-2 mass shootings that we've had here. Cool, just ban all guns. They fucking loved when they heard about that mass shooting, they used that as an excuse. And when it comes to other things like BB guns and air rifles, and I'm calling it for 2024, we're going to hear a massive talk about banning fireworks, which is going to ruin an entire holiday over here called Bonfire Night or Guy Fawkes Night. I'm fucking calling it as well. And the fact that it's gotten to this point where the people are just so used to just going to government, please ban us, please ban us, please ban us, please ban us. I feel scared, and now it's getting to the point because we've handed over all of our fucking freedom and power, they're doing this shit and getting away with it, and people are wondering why. Partially to blame, I'm sorry, you fucking are, you asked for this, you voted for this. Where was that at? Sorry, I'm going to get very ranty during this video. Not like my name's that in any way, shape or form. She warned that the SNP insist on publishing the laws through. It could end up going the same way as a self-identification and named person laws, which were blocked by Westminster. Yeah, long story short, I think it was section 35, I think I've got my numbers right, that they tried to pass something like this really recently, and the British government, or the English government away down in London that everyone knows with Parliament, Big Ben, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, heard about what Scotland was going to do to its people, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but they went full base mode for once in life and went, fucking stop Scotland, no you don't, end of story, we're just completely stopping this, and they couldn't really do too much shit about it, although with the way they're swinging it right now, this is going to happen. So yeah, you know you're beyond demonic and paedophilic, right, when even Westminster says, nah, that's too far, mate, that's disgusting. I mean, we do disgusting war crimes, but that, what Scotland's doing right now, I'm going to throw up that, oh my god, I can't stomach what they're doing, like, Jesus Christ almighty, Scotland. Fucking Holyrood, honestly. But I hope I got my information right there. I'm rambling off the top of head section 35, I think I got that right. But defending the proposal last year, Blair Anderson from the End Conversion Therapy campaign based explained, where a conversion takes place where someone has the explicit intention or the hope of the aim, sorry, I'm dyslexic right now, desire to change someone's sexuality or gender, which is not possible. Yeah, whatever you're born with, you're stuck with, I'm sorry, but fuck yourself. Which is extremely traumatizing. That should be banned, because banning that protects LGBTQ plus people from harm. Scottish Government spokesman said that conversion practices that try to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity are harmful, yet they are discriminatory and have no place in our society. Yeah, honestly, I've gotten to the point now where I absolutely fucking refuse to accept anything under the rainbow flag. See, if you go back 10 or 20 years with these people under the, like, do any of you remember the old one where it was just the wee strip of colours, and that was it. It was none of this triangular, weird third world country looking flag that was all tie-dyed, and they wanted to add fucking Palestine flag to the pride flag. I'm shit you not. Just the normal one from years ago. Those people would be like, we're like, yeah, I'm gay, whatever. And we were like, yeah, cool, sound, you know, whatever. Unfortunately, they've been hijacked by these beyond severely mentally unwell fucking predators or child predators, and it's gotten to the point now, but I don't know who's who, and I just want I want them to fucking gone. They should not, like, I understand freedom of speech and that, but I'm getting to the point now, I'm like, shut these fucking people up. If it's getting to the point now where they're psychologically and physically harming children, I'm sorry, but fuck these people. Fuck them, absolutely fuck them. I'm trying hard not to make a Rumble video on YouTube right now. I think I might have lost that battle already. Where was I at? We are committed to introducing legislation that will ban these harmful practices as far as possible within developed competitors. Oh, sorry, I'm dyslexic right now. Just as many jurisdictions across the world have already done, and UK government instead intends to partially do. I think there's a wee bit more of this. This will be done fully recognising and respecting the legal right to freedom of religion, expression, and private and family life, which are protected under existing laws. Like, see if this was all kept in people's houses, like, I'm gay and that's got a boyfriend, you know, I'm a man, or I'm a girl and I've got a girlfriend, or I just practice my faith in my house and things down that line. Fine, you know, fair enough. But it's the fact that it is being far-wired, like funneled down our throats by news outlets, TV shows, movies, governments, and illegal to even dare go against these people. I mean, I live in Scotland myself, and I could be off to the gulag for uploading this. Is that going to stop me? Fucking no! This is getting fucking uploaded because someone needs to talk about this. I'm quite, actually, no, sorry, someone has. Count Daniel, I'm quite happy to hear that. A few other people as well on top of that. But yeah, if it's in the house and there's no harm getting done to children, and it's just, you know, I'm gay, or, you know, I'm a Muslim and I practice my house, you know, not too fussed what other people are getting up to, I just do my thing and no one else is getting harmed. Sure, but when it starts getting forced in schools, it's starting to take over our streets, it's getting government, the propaganda, the messaging, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, fuck off at that point. Fucking had enough of it. I think 90+% of all British people and people around the world are thinking the same thing. Although in saying that, I love saying this just to see people go batshit insane in the comment sections. Did I step over where we done? Yeah. Last year, the SNP lost the fight against Westminster over the parties. Yeah, that's the chant. That was the thing about Section 35. Fucking good. The Court of Session in Edinburgh ruled that the UK government acted lawfully when it blocked the gender reforms in Scotland, which the SNP attempted to introduce earlier this year. The party attempted to challenge the government's decision to block a law introduced to Scotland earlier this year, which would have made it easier for trans people across the border to change their legal gender. Sorry, fuck off. Just, it's the same way of, you know, fat people thinking it's not their fault, you know, they're not mentally unwell, or, you know, they've not got an addiction or something like that, and they're just trying to use excuses and that, and they're trying to force it on other people. It's just... See if you sat these people down and told them, fucking no, this is your fault, you're not this, you're mentally unwell, we're going to start you with therapy and this, and honestly, the whole trans thing would melt out of them. Honestly, there was a wee study that, sorry, not a study, but it was a wee news outlet thing that I saw, and the amount of kids who have been ripped out of homes who are trying to force this literal gay shit onto them, and within less than a week they just went bang, factory reset, and went back to, yeah, I'm a boy, or I'm a teenager, I like women. So this whole thing that I want to chop my dick off and identify as a toaster, and I want to practice this in schools, and people should be thrown into the like that just melted out of them. Parents are doing this to their children, and also schools and governments, but you know, some parents, as I said already, sadly are doing this. I think there's more to this. Sorry for the rants, but you know, it's losing the name. It would have sped up the process of acquiring a gender recognition certificate. Fucking GRC, God, I am struggling here, which is seen as an integral part of trans inclusion. Fuck off. I didn't got too much of that. You ruined Doctor Who. Fuck yourself. Pardon. The proposed reforms would remove the requirement of medical diagnosis of gender dysphoria. So in other words, I'm trans, I want to cut my dick off, and I want to put an entire disgusting looking dick that is made out of complete scar tissue. Look, I've seen the aftermath of these surgeries, it's like someone has survived a saw trap and managed to get to hospital. It is fucking deep, dark, void black level of the internet. It's fucking just like, even beyond life, like it's beyond mentally unwell, as I like to say. So yeah, the fact that, you know, you don't even need to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria. It's like, oh, I just want to cut my dick off, or I want a, a fanny put into me, or vice versa. Cool, we'll do that, no questions asked, surgery, free of charge. Fucking scary people. What was it? The proposed reforms would remove the requirement of where have I read this? And just allowing people to apply the CGI as long as they've been living in the gender they have identified with for more than 3 months. This is a reduction from the current minimum of 3 years. Again, fuck it off in general. A total of 11 European countries have introduced a similar reforms. The plans would have allowed 16 to 17-year-olds to legally change their gender, but people under the age of 18 have to be living as the gender they identify with at least 6 months. The government blocked the legalisation under Section 35, yeah, I was right, of the Scotland Act, which allows the UK Secretary of State to stop a bill from getting royal assent. Oh, God, I'm sorry, it's really late at night, I'm tired and I'm hungry. I'm sorry. If they have reasonable grounds to believe the law would have an adverse effect on legalisation, reversed to Westminster. Westminster's decision to block the bill from going from royal assent. I'm sorry, I'm struggling. It's the first time Section 35 has been used, and it has. Scottish Trans said the current UK-wide requirements for applying for gender recognition are overly laborious. Basically, it's like a little license you can apply for saying, yes, I now no longer identify as my biological self. Again, mental behaviour, and I think that's... Oh, there's a little bit more, sorry. The organisation said the time, evidence and money required, as well as emotional toll on potentially having an application rejected mean that many trans people do not apply, even those who have otherwise completed every other aspect of the transition. It adds, this is very frustrating for many trans people. Get fucked, GG, well played, and women who find that this is slow... Oh, please don't give me any syllables over to bureaucratic. I'm sorry. I'm fucking tired. I'm sorry, and I don't want to read this. I want to fucking perturbate myself reading this. Process is preventing them from otherwise just getting on with their lives. Many trans people know they are trans as long time before they socially, medically and legally transitioned, and do not make the choice to do so lightly. Yeah, right. Let's go back to the top. Sorry, I know that was a struggle for you to listen because I was struggling. I do apologise. I need to start making these in the morning when I'm as fresh and awake as possible. But yeah, long story short, the Scottish Government want to absolutely fucking take away parents' right to parents. So there is more relying on the government, and if the government has more control of you, they get more say and more human rights get violated. Or should I say, you just get less human rights, full stop. Count Dankula in the video that he made on this exact topic, and he fucking nailed it 100%. This is paedophilic behaviour. It's people that we don't get to see as much or at all that are trying to pass this, because what I believe as well, and he's 100% right, is they're trying to chip away at, social morals essentially, to the point where in the future it'll be like, yeah, I mean, having, a 6-year-old with an OnlyFans account, yeah, that's all right in my opinion. Like, that's what they're wanting to be socially acceptable. They're trying to chip away at this. And also for the fact as well, there was another, he read a different article that goes into the more nitty-gritty stuff, but they're wanting parents to have no power over the kids, so the kids can go talk to creepy people who are not registered in any way, shape or form, and really convince them to start going through chemical or surgical transitions and other things as well, which is, again, paedophilic behaviour. And this is the only reason I can also think about it as well, is paedophiles are wanting to get as socially acceptable so they can come out the dark and get away with this more often, so they're not having to fly over to Pitcairn Islands like Epstein's Island, things like this, and have to hide in secrecy, so to speak. And it's fucking beyond disgusting. It honestly is. Whenever I get round to having kids, I am fucking leaving Scotland. Like, fuck this. I don't see this getting stopped. This will get passed. And once this gets passed, it's only going to get worse and worse, as I said, to the point where it's going to be social acceptable for little kids to have OnlyFans or have very, very disgusting Instagram accounts, and also to be on Tinder and other things like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to, in the near future, if they try to drop the legal age for consent from 16 to 14, then 12, then all these things. It's just something that is just absolutely beyond screaming at me paedophilic behaviour. And again, the fact that parents will not be able to tell their own children, no, you're a boy, not a woman, or no, you're a woman, not a boy, and the fact that they could be facing 7 years in jail. The thing that was mentioned in Count Dankula's video on his second channel, as well as they would face an unlimited fine, which means if the Scottish courts decide to do this, bear in mind that I think they're still strapping juries, and so it's up 100% up to judges 100% of the time, they could fine you the entire net worth of the planet and be well within their legal right to do so. They could go, okay, you told your children, no, we're going to fine you £100 million to a working class family who are bringing in about £2,500 a month. So they're financially fucked, and so's the entire family tree going forward. It's, yeah, you can see why at the start I said people absolutely beyond despise the SNP and also despise Humza Yousaf. Humza Yousaf is like a very psychopathic version of Mr. Bean, essentially. An absolute beyond retard with a scary amount of power, to be quite honest with you. There's a re-election coming up. I say we, it's going to be quite big. The SNP have been in control of Scotland for a very long time. They will not get in this time. It's finally ending, which is quite good. But again, getting another party in, I don't know if it's going to change all that much. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, even ask SNP supporters in Scotland, do you like Humza Yousaf? They'll say no, they don't. They want the worst to happen to him. And that's what every Scottish person... Find me anyone in Scotland who even despises your political views that will guarantee they'll still shake hands with you and go, yeah, Humza Yousaf, a fucking cunt. Just to give you a little bit more insight before I wrap this video up, Humza Yousaf has phoned the police on God knows how many people because they said mean things about him on the internet. There's people who have been charged and arrested, there's people who have been arrested but let go because of the backlash. There are people still waiting for court as well. In fact, there was one guy who had the police knocking at his door because he called Humza Yousaf a cretin online, and he said that was racist. Cretin's not a racist word, it's a universal word. It's just to describe an absolute despicable person overall. It's just a very horrible person at face value, and he's trying to say that was a racist word when it's not. It fucking isn't. Yeah, again, I think if I ever get to the point where I'm making a lot of money, I am fucking leaving Scotland, because I think it was going to out China the hut, essentially. A lot of people think China's the worst for this shit. I think Scotland are trying to one-up them and put China to shame, essentially. My God. A lot of Americans get absolutely shell-shocked when they find out that Scotland is not a Braveheart movie. We are not the land of the free. In fact, it is something far worse than both Trainspotting movies combined. This is one of the most authoritarian countries out there, and I think they're going to, as I say, out-compete China and North Korea for that. Jesus Christ almighty. And even though this is the worst of the worst, if you really, really want to look into recent Scottish history, my God, it is shocks you to your core. But yeah, I'll wrap the video up there. I know this has been a bit long-winded, but thank you very much for everyone who tuned in. It's greatly appreciated. If you could like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, it would be greatly appreciated. Leave a comment down below if you think I missed anything of importance, or you want me to cover another topic as well, and I'll see about it. I'm thinking about covering the Donald Trump January 6th riots that were done by Donald Trump protesters. I said that with quotation marks. I know you can't see me when I did that, but trust me, I did it. I'm thinking about covering that, and also 3D printed guns being found in Scotland. But yeah, also I'm thinking about talking about the fact that there's probably a civil war coming in America, as again Donald Trump has been banned from having his name on the ballot, which means there's millions of Americans who have had their basic human rights removed from being able to vote for who they want to vote for. So again, if you want that or any other stories, let me know and I'll see about getting it out. But yeah, thank you very much. There's links to this in the description, and a link to my Twitter at rant-A-holic. Rant____holic. But yeah, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. I love you all, and as always, keep on rolling. Have a great day and a better week to follow. See yous.